What's going on, people? Welcome back to a player rating video. We'll be discussing the performances from the game against Southampton. Patrick is always with me. You don't leave me alone, Patrick, and I love it because we always debate it on and off air, talk about players, talk about performances. But this might be the last one that we do in a while. There's talks about maybe the Premier League being suspended until the new year, and it's looking more than likely. So let's have fun today. Let's have fun. We're talking about these players because it might be the last time in quite a while, and we enjoy it. As always, let us know your player ratings down below, and we'll try to respond to them as well. Patrick, who should we start with?
Well, let's not start yet. First, I'm very festive today, so I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, if I don't forget before the end of the show. And lastly, regarding the ratings, I just want to say, you and I seem to have the same scores, but we have a different mindset. So let me explain again my mindset. Remember, I'm a former teacher, so the way I look at ratings is how I would give marks, right? So for me, a 5 is not average. 5 is failing. All right, basically. A 6.5. No, I'm going to tell you, 6.5 is a passing score because it's like a 65 on a test. Then a 7 is like a 70, 7.5 is like a 75, which is good. 80 and above is good and very good, obviously, right? So when you get to 9, you're into 9. So my point, if I give somebody a 5, I don't think they were average. I think they were actually below average. Just to be clear before we get into the ratings. So to me, average is like 6 to 6.5.
Hold up. So as the player ratings is from 0 to 10, is like a 1 or 2 for you, just basically someone who just has a body and no legs, no arms. Is that it? Because you can never go down there.
I never give a guy. If I have 1 or 2, you should never play for Palace ever again. Basically.
Well, you can't play for Palace based on your faith. If 5 is a failure, then 1 or 2, you must have just had a howler, scored like 10 own goals and just celebrate with their away fans.
I've never given anybody 1 or 2. Lowest I'll probably give anyone would be a 4.
But you know what you like? You do give people this rating though. Should we get into it? A 5. I do as well.
Oh, look at that! Look.
that's what Jack Butland. That's what Jack Butland. It was his first start in the Premier League for us. People have been calling for him to actually start. There has been talks about it, whether Vicente has played good enough so far this season. And he had his first Premier League start. I was at the game where he had his first cup start for the game, first competitive game against Watford. And I thought he had a good game then. But yesterday, for me, he was a bit too nervous. The first goal, I can't put anything on him. It was a great free kick. The second goal, watching back at it, there was a bounce right before he makes that save. And he's about to make that save, and it makes it ever so difficult. So both of the goals were difficult, in my opinion. And for the reason for the 5, it's not mainly the goals. It's how we look playing out from the back. He just didn't look comfortable. That's it. He just didn't look comfortable for me.
That's fair. Like I said, I would rate him as a below average performance. It wasn't terrible. But again, on the first goal, now he does what most goalies do. He does the little shuffle. With Ward-Prowse, you all know how much as I hate him, he's a good free kick taker. So you have to cheat on one side or the other. He cheated to his left. You watch it again, he takes a little step.
Imagine if Hennessy done that. You was on his... Yeah, exactly.
All the time.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, everyone was on his case for doing a shuffle, but no one's really talking about the shuffle from here onwards. But I think it was a great free kick. You don't have to... The shuffle didn't play a part to it.
My point, though. Having done the shuffle, he got a hand on it. So my point is, does he not do the shuffle, he saves it. I'm not blaming him for the goal. Like,
nah, he's not saving that.
He got a hand on it, DR.
He
saved it. I'm telling you.
He got hand on it with the shuffle, with shuffling.
Right. So if he doesn't shuffle and goes to that side, he saves it. It's my point.
No, but he shuffled towards that side.
No, he didn't. He goes to the other side. He shuffles to the other side. He shuffled to his left.
I think it's a great free kick. It's a great free kick.
You're missing my point. It's a great free kick. It's a goal. I'm just saying, if he doesn't shuffle, he saves it because he got a hand on it. I'm not blaming him for the goal.
I'm not too sure about if he saves it, even if he doesn't shuffle. I really don't. I just think when you look at the replays, it was perfectly placed.
I understand that. I'm not blaming him for the goal. I'm just saying if he doesn't shuffle and if he guesses the right way, which is right, if he gets a hand on it, when he gets a full hand on it, if he goes to the right side automatically, right? He get a full hand. And wouldn't a full hand probably be a save?
I don't know.
That's
There's
my
so
point.
many ifs and buts. But what about his other performance? What about apart from that goal? What did you think of it? Lots of people were talking about his distribution being better than Vicente, and we managed to see his distribution yesterday.
It's not.
It's not better than Vicente after one game.
It's one game. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm a good to the next person. I have criticized Vicente for plays, for his play at points. I would not want to see Butland play over Guehi based on what I saw yesterday on a long-term basis. Every once in a while, fine, but I wouldn't want to see him. Just based on what I saw yesterday. Again, it's very difficult to judge someone on one match. It's not really fair. I'm just saying on that one match, I wouldn't want to see him play more. But again, I don't think he was terrible. I just don't think I think he was just below average, as I said it before I started the rating. So yeah.
Joel Ward, we both gave him a 6. What was the explanation for it? Because a 5 is basically a failure, so 6 is near enough failure. But for me, a 6 is basically just above average performance. He had a good moment in the second half, I believe, where he had that little flick and a cross that nearly went in.
Right.
But defensively, there was times where they just ran past him too easily.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of speed. Was it Teller was on his side? I guess Nathan Teller was on that side going at him. He's a very quick attacking player. Again, he had a 64% pass accuracy, which he's usually better than that. I just thought he just had an average game. He wasn't poor. You're right about that cross. It was a good cross, but then later on, didn't he have that shot at the end of the game? He could have been a hero, and he hit it over way into the
it went an upper tier, but it could have went over. I'm not too sure. It looked like I think it went in upper tier.
So again, I'm not kidding. He's not a striker, but it wasn't a great shot. But again, he's usually around a 6 or 7 every game. I mean, he's not, and he's again, you said it on your show plenty of times. If we had a better right back, we would play him. Right now, he's our best right back. He's been started most of the season. I'm not going to get on Joel Ward for yesterday. Again, Southampton are smart. They targeted him on that side much more than they targeted Mitchell yesterday. So, I mean, smart by Hasselhoff yesterday.
It's pretty much, same old, really. Tomkins, we both gave him a 6 as well. And I wanted him to start. The topic of the conversation going into this game is, does Tomkins start? Does Anderson start if Anderson's fit? For me, I wanted him to start because he had a very good game against Everton. I'm not just talking about the goal because the goal is not expected from him. Right. Defensively, he was solid. And playing out from the back, it seemed like he adapted to that style of football. But yesterday's game, my fears came to light. He didn't look like that Tomkins that we saw in the Everton game or that gradual improvement that he's been having in his game. He looked nervous down that right-hand side. And honestly, it's always the right-hand side. In the Burnley game as well, I know this is a bit irrelevant, but in the Burnley game, when we struggled, it was Joel Ward and Joachim Andersen. It's always down that right-hand side. And I felt like at times it was a bit weak and I was a bit nervous. And maybe Vieira did do the right thing to sub him off.
Well, he also picked up an injury. You can tell he definitely injured. I think it was his right leg right before he was subbed off. So he's definitely come off with an injury. Like you, I had no problem with him starting. You have 77% pass accuracy. He almost scored yesterday. I mean, he had another great touch at the back post, brought the ball down nicely left foot, had a shot. Caballero made a lucky save with his legs. But again, Southampton, I'm going to go to another play later on. Southampton was very smart in targeting certain players about. They targeted Tomkins. They targeted Ward. They targeted Gallagher. I mean, they really did a good job of pressing Gallagher. So, listen, man, you got to give him credit. I mean, we had discussion, pre-show about, disappointing in the result. But to be honest with you, I think Southampton, they needed the point as much as we did. And they played like they needed it. We don't beat Southampton. We just don't beat them. So to get a point yesterday, although I wanted to get the 3, obviously, I think it's not a terrible point based on the fact, again, we did have to come and get that, equalizer goal in the second half. So, but Tomkins was okay.
Mark Guehi, I gave him a 6.5 and you gave him a 6. The reason why I gave him a 6.5 is even when you're looking at stats as well, I thought he was solid yesterday. Ground duels 1, 5 out of 8. Aerial duels 1, 2 out of 4. Passing accuracy 83%. With Mark Guehi, he's entering that territory of Tyrick Mitchell's zone where it's the same thing week in, week out, that you don't really have to mention him as much. He was solid defensively. He contributed going forward as well and nothing more.
But you're missing one thing, which is why I marked him down. The second goal, Broha goal, he backed off on that shot. He's the one that's backed off. Gallagher loses the ball, but he backs off. If he attacks the Broha, he doesn't get that shot off. But again, I'm not criticizing him particularly or Butland, but he had to step up and he backed off, and that's the reason I gave him a 6 as opposed to 6.5.
Yeah, and then finally it was Tyrick Mitchell. You gave him a 6.5. I gave him a 6, and the reason for this is I love Tyrick a bit.
Right.
He's been one of our outstanding performers, as I just mentioned it with the Mark Guehi comparisons, but his passing accuracy wasn't quite there for me. It wasn't 56%. He tried to get forward, but I think it was similar level, his performance, similar level to Wardy yesterday, in all honesty. He had 56% passing accuracy, lots of touches, 73. He was involved, right. And I guess with more touches, you can have more mistakes in you, and that's normal. But, long ball accuracies, he only hit 3 of them accurate out of 10. So, I think it's 6.5 is maybe pushing it. I think 6 for me, that's where I rest due to the numbers as well as the eye test yesterday.
So the thing I'm going to say is that, how you just mentioned about the right side being targeting being slow. Tyrick Mitchell, a couple of times yesterday, was able to make up with his speed a couple of times when Southampton tried to counterattack and break. Remember when we had Papa Soiree and we needed Papa Soiree because we needed someone in the back that was really quick? That's what Mitchell and Guehi give us. So for me, I thought yesterday his recovery runs yesterday were really, really good. And I thought he was good getting forward. That's why I gave him the 6.5. I just think he was a little bit better than he was. I thought he was a little bit off of it against Everton. But yesterday I think getting back to where he has been, again, that solid 6.5, 7 all season.
And I think with Ty going forward, I think one area that will help him is if he has a genuine second option behind him.
Yes.
As we've seen it in the past, when players don't have any competition, then you're a bit more relaxed because you're not going to lose your spot. But right. Ty doesn't really have that. And I'm not saying we should have that to, replace Ty or anything like that. But it's just to push him on. You want that competitor next to you to say, all right, he's behind me. I need to make sure I perform. Naturally and mentally, you're going to be wanting it a bit more. Yeah. I'm not saying Ty doesn't want it a bit more, but it's going to be on back of his mind. If he doesn't perform with that, he will get dropped. And I don't think he has that right now.
And one more thing I'm going to add is that Anderson not being in there takes away a little bit what Ty can do getting forward. A lot of the balls that Anderson plays are to Mitchell from the right side of defense to the left, and it's not there yet. And I think when Anderson's back in the lineup the next couple of matches, hopefully if we get them played, I think you'll see a lot more Mitchell getting forward a lot more and creating some chances to score.
Kouyate 6.5 each. I thought he had a solid game defensively. I think the stats prove it as well. I'm just going to bring it up. But in Everton game, Kouyate had a different role in terms of he was more box to box. What do you think of it in this game?
Yeah, it was definitely more defensive yesterday. I think again, Southampton did a good job of targeting Gallagher. I thought Hughes and Kouyate were solid yesterday, but neither one of them, actually none of the three really linked up as much with our forwards. I think most of our attacking really came from Ayew and Zaha. Last game, everything was Gallagher, and Hughes was very much involved. So I just think that Kouyate, again, was just very solid. I thought it was a good sub to get him off, not because he played poorly, but to get Benteke on at 2-1 down was a very bold move by the man to go to 4-4-2. But I thought Kouyate was solid. I mean, that's how he's been. I would match if we do play on Saturday. I wouldn't mind seeing him get a rest. He's played a lot of games so far. I think we'll play rest, especially with the fixtures coming thick and fast with the Boxing Day game right after a couple of days later. I wouldn't mind seeing him get a rest for a game or two.
He was the man last game. He started. He controlled the midfield, and in this game, when you're looking at some of the stats, I know some people are interested. 84% accurate passes, not bad. And I think what stood out for me is he won tackles in ground duels. He got 6 out of 8, so he was in there defensively as well. And he lost possession about 12 times. But he was involved yesterday. When you look at his heat map, which I can't bring up right here, he was all over the pitch and he had that bit more freedom role as well. So yeah, I think he had a solid 7. I don't think it was average. But for you, Hughes, do you think with him we just have to give him minutes and for him to get used to it? Because the Everton game, the expectations are high now on Will Hughes. Like he has to be the man in midfield. Whereas he's coming off basically no preseason. He's barely played any games, And due to them high expectations, some people might be disappointed. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with his performance in this game, but in the next couple of games, he might struggle midfield. And do you think that will be like the normal Will Hughes, considering that he hasn't played as much? Like, he needs to get more minutes.
Well, a couple of things. I want to give him credit for the first goal. Was all him. That tackle that he made in the middle was brilliant, and it set up the Edouard counter, which led to the Wolf goal. So credit to them. As far as him playing, listen, that's the first time he played 90 minutes all season, and credit to Vieira for actually weaning him into a point where he's getting to 90 minutes. For me, solid. The thing is, Dee, is that I just mentioned before with Kouyate, we're going to play a lot of games back to back to back. If he's not up for it, and you mentioned about Tyreek not getting any competition, McCarthy should be ready to come back anytime soon. I'm going to say it, and you guys hate it. You still got Luca, you still got Gyro, you still have Schlupp. So, no, but my point is there are players that can go in there for a match or two, if the performances aren't there. So again, these players are not robots. They can't play. I mean, as much as we want them to, they can't play 4 games in 10 games. Expect not to be, injuries, drops in performances, etc. But right now, keep playing Hughes. I'm not saying, and I really like the way he played. I thought yesterday it was very, very solid in the middle. Very solid.
Yeah, I think the more games he plays, the fitter he gets, and the better he gets. Yeah, but during that stage, he's gonna have his ups and downs as well. Of course. I'm saying that we gave him a 7, and he didn't have a bad performance. But I'm just saying that in a Watford game, if he does struggle, maybe then don't be surprised, because that was his first 90 minutes in a very long time, and it's coming thick and fast for him. But it's going to be a test, but at the end of it, he's going to become stronger. So it's so there's a balance to it. Conor Gallagher 6, which is we're talking about 9 or 10 out of 10 performance, and when you talk about expectations, it goes down to Gallagher as well. He's played so many games, but he had 68% passing accuracy, not bad. I think what stood out for me the most is we talked about ground jewels, one with so many players, but Conor Gallagher, he out of the 16, which is a lot that he went for, he won 9 of them. And when you look at his heat map, he was pretty much on the right-hand side once again, trying to support Jordan Ayew, and I thought he'd done that well. But in terms of, your rating, why did you rate him as 6? What was your reasoning?
Obviously, it wasn't at the level at Everton. It couldn't have been. But remember, I thought that stat to you that someone had mentioned about he averages shots a game. He had no shots yesterday. Very unusual for him.
What do you think it was? Do you think?
What I said before, I think Southampton are very smart tactically. They targeted him. A lot of times you'll see they pressed him. They would double him. Like I said, not to cause real blame, but he was at fault for that first goal because he was pressured, made a bad pass, it was taken, and then I'm sorry, the second goal, he was, made a bad pass across the middle, was intercepted. Brojas got the shot and scored. So I just thought they were very smart. Listen, if you're playing Crystal Palace, you don't target Gallagher and Zaha, you're stupid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so tactically, they had it spot on. Again, he wasn't poor yesterday. I thought the pass was a little bit off. You said that. Was it 65%, 68%? For him, he's usually better than that as far as passing, actually.
Yeah,
but a bit off yesterday.
That's due to pressure, exactly. That was due to the pressure because he didn't.
Exactly. So that's the reason.
So his game translated. I think the reason why, just a conclusion on Gallagher, the reason why we gave him a 6 is going forward, he couldn't do much. That's because he was under pressure. But in terms of it, and also in the second goal, he lost the ball and then it led to a goal as well. But in terms of his efforts elsewhere, it was there. It was tracking back and trying to win the ball back. Like, he put an effort in, but tactically we just couldn't get it to him because of Southampton doing a good job on him.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty good. It's a good summary. Yeah. Zaha, Wilf 7. He scored a goal. There's lots of talk about this guy. Wilf with Zaha. Is he done? Does he need a rest? Is he back? Is he gone? Is he Zaha? Is he cloned? We both gave him a 7. I will start off with this. Great goal. Nice from Will Hughes, as I mentioned, and Edouard got the assist as well. We'll be talking about Edouard in just a second. And I thought he was more involved yesterday than he was in any other. Like, I don't think he had a bad performance. I know some people were talking about whether he should be getting dropped. I to be fair, I might be one of them guys yesterday, but I'm not too sure. I can't remember. I was angry in the live reaction show. No, I'm joking. I never said that. Someone said that. But yeah.
AJ, just saying, AJ.
Yeah, AJ said that. But I didn't say that. But I think Wilfried Zaha needs to start every single game. You saw it yesterday. There was some positives, but of course, it wasn't like an 8 or 9 out of 10 performance. Nice goal. But anything else that you want to add? Was he impressed by his goal? The fact that because he hasn't scored for a while. He started the season off well, but when's the last time Zaha actually scored a goal? Before that,
can't remember off the top of my head. I'll look it up in a second.
Wolves. I can't remember. I don't know.
You know
so it was a while ago. But
since
yeah,
since you brought it up, it was the Wolves game. So
it was, yeah.
November 6th, yeah. So he scored before that against City. But again, people honestly put a lot. They expect so much out of Wilf. I thought Wilf played well against Everton. I thought he played better yesterday. The goals are very well taken goal. You underestimate the ability to, as a right-footed player, to turn your body. Did it against Newcastle, similar goal. Turn your body and get that ball and score it the way he scored. I thought it was a really well taken goal. I thought Edouard linked up well yesterday. He said Edouard. I'm going to say Edouard for a couple of good chances that Edouard for me should have scored. But yesterday Wolf was solid. Dropping him is madness. Subbing him is okay. You can sub him out. I never problem with that. I really don't. But dropping him at this point, I don't see. Unless he asks to be dropped because he's tired, I wouldn't see the point dropping Wolf.
He's not that guy.
Yeah, exactly. So Wolf was solid yesterday. I don't have a problem with how Wolf played. Wolf was involved yesterday. He got off to a great start, and we should have pushed on from there, and we didn't. So.
For those who want him dropped, he's going to be gone soon anyways in a couple games time. This might be his last game for a while if he goes to the AFCON. I'm not too sure.
Let's not even think about that. Yeah.
So this might actually be Wolves' last game if the Premier League gets suspended. So Jordan Ayew.
Ooh,
8. I'm giving him an 8, and you're giving him a 7.5. He got that goal. It happened finally. You know what? I said it on Live Palace Focus. I said, you know what? Southampton on a Wednesday night. Who's going to score? Jordan Ayew and Tyrick Mitchell. Mitchell didn't score, but Ayew is finally on the score sheet after a year. But it's not only that goal, Patrick, that stood out for me.
No.
Is this the best Jordan Ayew that we're seeing so far this season? It seems like he's improving every single game.
And you know what that comes down to? One person, well, two people, Patrick Vieira and Jordan Ayew himself. Patrick Vieira has shown so much faith in him when like I said before, so many people have been down on him. People talking about he doesn't deserve to even be on the team and doesn't deserve to start, and he's been awful all year, and he's supposed to be scoring goals, and all he's done is work hard. And let me tell you something, that goal that he scored was not an easy goal. It's very similar to the Man United goal that he put wide. The angle was very, very tight. I mean, look, watch it again. It's a very tight angle. Very well taken goal. And again, his work rate is excellent. He works really well with Gallagher. I don't think I would like to see. I like to see a little bit of interchange between him, Zaha, and Edouard, which we didn't do yesterday at all, because I think that would give a little different look. But his work rate is phenomenal. Like I said, Teller was very dangerous on that side. He kind of helped out with Teller on that their left, our right-hand side. I'm so happy for him. I'm disappointed he didn't cry yesterday when he scored. I want him to cry.
Yeah, that's certainly a disappointment. I was expecting him to cry.
But seriously, good for him. He deserved it, man. Just, seriously. If you can't respect someone like Jordan Ayew's work rate and the way he plays, you don't respect Patrick. I mean, he's not the greatest player we've ever had, but come on, man. Put a little respect on the guy's name. He's really working hard and played well. What's that, the 5th game in a row now? From Leeds, Everton yesterday. I mean, he's been Burnley.
Yeah, from Leeds onwards. Leeds onwards, he's been the guy. Yeah, exactly. He's been the guy from Leeds onwards, really. Yeah. And also when you're looking at his heat map, he was, funny enough, his red zone is at the halfway line, just actually before the halfway line. So exactly. So it shows his efforts. We're talking about Jordan Ayew's goals, but he also helped track him back. And also Wilf did as well. There was that one moment where I think it was a corner and saw Wilf running back. So you have to give them both praise with their defensive efforts as well. And Jordan Ayew got that goal, done his usual job, and it's my man of the match. My man of the match for that game.
Mine too.
And then finally, the best finisher at our club, Odsonne Edouard. I don't know why you're laughing. 6.5. Yesterday he did have a rough day, but he's our best finisher at the. He's our best finisher at the football club. Give him more games, and you're gonna see. You won't be laughing, Patrick. Trust me. But in terms of his stats, 71% accurate passes, and he had one dribble attempts that was successful. Big chances missed, 3. It doesn't really help my cause.
Oh, can we mention that? Oh, yeah, 3 big missed chances. Not
all right,
one,
we're not gonna do this. We're not
two,
gonna do this. But okay, I don't want to put Benteke under the bus, but isn't Benteke one of the hasn't he missed one of the most biggest chances in the Premier League so far this season?
So
what's the stat on that?
Players can't miss chances, is what you're saying.
They can miss chances, but it doesn't mean that he's still. How many times has Edouard played through the middle? Anyways, look, let's go back to this game. 6.5. He started this game. Let out what you want to say about Elton Edouard.
I like Edouard. I really do. I'm being very serious about it. What I'm not going to take from anyone is to tell me that he's the best finisher at the club when he hasn't proven yet. Can he be? Of course he can. He comes from a league, let's be honest, that is not the same caliber as the Premier League. You can put down Benteke all you want. Benteke has proven that he can score in the Premier League. Hopefully, and very soon, Edouard will do the same. People clamoring for Edouard to play is great, but yesterday, he should have scored at least 2 goals. Not even the 3.
Yeah, it was about the office. Just like Benteke in the Newcastle game, where even without this goals, he should have scored way more. Yeah, but he should have scored more. He should have scored more. We should have won that game.
But he did score. So if Edouard scores and misses a couple, I get that. You know what I mean? I get that. You could score and miss a couple, but if you miss all of them, I'm going to be critical of you. That's fine. That's fair. Because we've been critical of Benteke for the same exact thing. So, yes, Benteke missed against Newcastle. Should have had a hat-trick, but he scored 1. Against Burnley, probably could have had it. He scored 2. So all I'm saying is that if you're going to criticize him, just be fair. Edouard's been great, but remember, if you take away you can't do this. Take away the Tottenham match, right? He scored 1 goal.
Oh, you can't do that.
I just said you can't, but I'm saying he scored 2 goals.
Then why did you do it? You just said you can't do it and you just done it.
Because my point is that people want to use...
He's only scored 1 less goal than Benteke. He scored 3 goals this season and Benteke scored 4.
And you just say he's the best finisher at the club. He should have more goals.
Yeah, but how many times has he played through the middle?
Okay, he's had 2 matches in a row. Let's keep him there. I'll keep him there through January 1st. If he doesn't score a goal, is it fair to take him out of the lineup? Is it fair?
If we create the chances and he doesn't score.
No, not fair.
Like the Southampton game.
He got touched yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday. But I'm saying if we make them chances against the likes of Watford or Tottenham and Norwich, and he misses them, then yes, of course. But I'm telling you, you won't be missing them. He will score more goals.
You keep saying that, but he hasn't scored since Arsenal.
But how many times has he played through the middle?
Okay, you keep saying play for the middle. Where did Jordan Ayew play? Where does Will Zaha play? They don't play for the middle. They scored goals.
We're comparing Elton Edouard to Benteke.
All right, I shouldn't compare him to anybody. My point is, you can score from you don't have to just play for the middle. You can score from the other side. Yes or no? Can you score playing wide?
Or you can, but all right. Okay, so moving on from this goal scoring record, there's one area of improvement apart from finishes in front of the box. The reason why I say he needs to play more often through the middle is you saw it yesterday where sometimes he's making a run and Wilf doesn't make the pass. Sometimes Wilf makes the pass, he doesn't make the run. Like him and Wilf haven't got that connection yet. Right. And once that connection is there, 1 will create more chances, and 2, it'll be way more dangerous chances. So him playing through the middle will build up the chemistry between them 2 as well.
Totally agree. But you say that, but in the first match, who set up the first goal for Edouard against Spurs? It was Wilf. My point is, they have a connection. It's just not working lately. They have a connection. They played really well together. They really have. It's just that yesterday it didn't work. But again, Will put 2 balls on the play for him and he didn't score. So in conclusion, he had an average game yesterday. He didn't score. I want him to succeed. But don't keep telling me he's better than Benteke. He has to prove it. That's my only point.
I'm not better than Benteke. I'm not saying he's better than Benteke.
No, you said better finisher. You said the best finisher in the club.
Yeah.
He's not.
Because Benteke and Edouard roads are
4
slightly different.
Benteke, 3 goals for Edouard. Just saying.
All right. You have it for now. But we'll come out at the end of the season and we'll have this debate.
I hope I'm wrong. Yeah. And he scores 20.
What did he say? Yeah, we both gave him a 6. And I feel like 6 is hard. Is it harsh? I'm not too sure. at times I felt like
he was pretty good yesterday.
he was actually good.
The only negative was the corner, the late corner he put over everybody's head. I mean, he got fouled twice on counterattacks, had 100% pass accuracy rate, was running at them. I actually thought he played really well. He's only on the field for how many minutes? 9 minutes. I think he played 9 minutes. I think he played.
Maybe 15. I don't think it was a bit more than 9. Joachim
no, it's 15. He had 26 touches, right, in 15 minutes. I mean, yeah, I thought he played well. I mean, people calling for him to go out on loan and not doing well. They're mad. He's developing just the way I'd like him to develop. And as soon as Ayew drops off, I would start him again. But right now, let him sit behind Ayew, watch what Ayew's doing. You just pointed out some great stats about the heat map, the way Ayew's playing. If you don't learn from what Ayew's doing, he'll never learn. And for me, he'll play over this break coming up. If we get these fixtures in, he'll play quite a bit over the next 4 or 5 matches. He's going to have to, because you can't have Ayew play every game. Ayew, like you said, might be going to AFCON. So at least he's going to get a chance to shine. He's going to shine. I thought yesterday he was fine.
I mean, yeah, he just needs a bit more support. Just to end on that, he just needs a bit more support. At times, there was 2 Southampton players, and he was by himself, and he still managed to get out of it.
A couple of times too. They clattered him too. So.
And he still managed to get out of it a few times. So I thought it was a solid performance from him coming off the bench. Benteke, 6.
My man. My man.
Anything to add about that?
Honestly, I gotta be. Yesterday's not a great game to pick up Benteke. He didn't have much to do. I mean, he came on and we scored the goal equalizer, but honestly, he didn't really get involved as much. But I think having him on the pitch with Edouard is a good thing at times, because it does give Edouard a little bit more freedom. More people are gonna gravitate towards Benteke because of his size, etc. His hold-up play is better than Edouard, so Edouard gets a more freedom. So I mean, he didn't do a lot yesterday, but I thought Benteke was okay. And again, he was on the field when we scored the equalizer, so I can't give him any grief for that. So
yeah. And then finally, Joachim Andersen, 6 as well. He's back. He is back. And thankfully, that's over and done with now in terms of not the player ratings. Well, it is over and done with. But Joachim Andersen's injuries is just done and dusted. He's back. And we don't know when we'll see him next. It depends if the Watford game goes ahead.
Come on, don't be so negative, man. We're going to play Saturday. Come on, be positive.
Says you. I was the one in... What? All right. Don't do reverse psychology on me. Anyways.
I'm trying.
That's it for today. There wasn't much to say about Joachim Andersen. He came on for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Played okay. Well 100% pass rating. Not bad.
10 minutes. Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Not bad.
Solid,
solid. Yeah. And if you think our player ratings are solid, or even if you don't, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And as always, thank you to every single one of you who watch our content, interact with us. We appreciate you all. And if we don't see you before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And hopefully we do see you before New Year's. If you guys want a quiz and Christmas stuff that you want us to do, have a bit of fun, let us know. And we'll have it up, man. We'll have it up. It'll be a bit of fun talking about non-Palace stuff if football does not go ahead. But yeah, that's it for today. Enjoy your break. I sound like a robot there. Because I just didn't know what to say. But anyways, catch you guys later. Until next time, up the Palace.